Welcome to another edition of Let's Play TNA 2016. This is a special edition of the series because much like I did with the WWE in that Let's Play series, I'm giving you a glimpse behind the scenes into the pre-booking aspect of TNA and how I think I can fix this or stabilize this company. As now we are finishing up the second month of this Let's Play series, and I figured that maybe, just maybe, you needed to get a glimpse into what exactly was going on. So as you have seen over the last couple of months, or couple of weeks rather, a feud has developed between TNA New and TNA Old. TNA Old is represented by Bobby Roode, James Storm, Jeff Hardy, Kurt Angle, and Matt Hardy. And TNA New is Rob Echoes, Ethan Carter III, Eric Young, Bram. And Dixie Carter is the authority figure. Chael Sonnen shouldn't actually be in the feud because he's never done anything in the feud, but if you want to know why Chael Sonnen, of all people, is on the TNA roster, it's because that is who I picked as my avatar for this season. Tyrus versus Anderson is a feud, but the match will not be happening at Champion versus Champion one night only actually tonight. Anderson will be going against Jesse Goddard instead. The Killer Elite Squad has been feuding with the Wolves since the beginning of the year, and that feud comes to a head tonight. Champion versus Champion, as you might have guessed. And the Dollhouse versus Gail Kim has also basically been going since the beginning of the year, and that will come to a head tonight. As for the figurehead, Kurt Angle is the figurehead for TNA Wrestling because Kurt Angle is by far the top talent in TNA based on star power, in-ring performance, second only possibly to Jeff Hardy. But even at 47 years old, Kurt Angle is still by far one of the best wrestlers, not just in TNA, but in the world. And once I'm ready to start taking him off the top of the company, that is when I will take him off the company and replace him with his protege, Rocky Santiago. If you don't know who Rocky Santiago is, then there's probably a good reason why, because Rocky Santiago is just a random independent wrestler that I signed off of free agency to fill in the TNA roster. Because when I got here, half of the TNA roster, the roster was, well, let's see, it's at 65 people now. I would say it was probably in the low 50s, high 40s when I got here. I raised it about 10, 15 people because there was no depth. There was no depth whatsoever to the roster, and I hated it. Yes, that means, you really haven't seen people like Drew Galloway since the start of the season, but wouldn't you rather me use people who actually may have a position with the company over just using people for the sake of using them? Yes, I've used Dixie Carter a lot, but what are you going to do about it? I also brought in, Brian Kendrick, put him under a mask. I know it's a stupid name, but I'm TNA. And I have top independent wrestling tag teams, I should say, like the Beaver Boys in John Silver and Alex Reynolds. I brought back the Motor City Machine Guns, who have yet to debut or return on television yet. I brought back in Brian Myers, and I say back in because he was here for the GFW invasion last year. If you've seen any episode, then you'd know the GHC Tag Team Champions, Harry Smith and Lance Hoyt, are here, the Killer Elite Squad. Two guys who made their names in wrestling's best kept secret, AAW. The Zero Gravity, Brett Gaikayaki and CJ Esparza are with the company, as well as Sensation Andrew Everett and one of the more rising tag teams, up and coming, I should say, tag teams in the tag team division on the independents. That is Randy Summers and Brandon Watts, Milk Chocolate. And I just want to let you know the ironic thing about Milk Chocolate is Randy is the chocolate. And not the milk. I'm just gonna let that take a second and sink in. Mandrews. Kyle O'Reilly, who just came in, who will, I'm telling you, get a big push. Because I have always thought that Kyle had tremendous talent. And another person who I thought had tremendous talent and still think has tremendous talent, and somebody who will become a big part of the back end of this Let's Play series, is somebody who is currently on free agency and working for Ring of Honor, and that is Adam Cole, baby. The Panama City Beach Playboy, the former CZW Junior Heavyweight Champion, the former ROH Triple Crown, the former ROH World Champion, a former ROH Television Champion, former PWG World Champion and Battle of Los Angeles winner. And if you missed my or the update on the PWG Battle of Los Angeles, then check out WrestlingExpress.com for all that information. Basically, I'm going to give Adam a tryout, even though, yes, I trust Adam Cole more than I trust some people who are already with the company. I'm going to... You know what? Screw it. Hopefully, for the next episode of Impact, you will see the debut of Adam Cole. Baby. Because I am offering Adam Cole a contract to come join TNA Wrestling and leave behind his independent days. Now, just to be a little bit of a cocky son of a gun, I'm not even gonna look. I'm just gonna give you some information on Pro Wrestling Noah. I'm going to give you some information on Pro Wrestling Noah because Pro Wrestling Noah, founded back in 2000, reinvigorated the pro wrestling scene that was, or the scene in Japan in general, because it turned the wrestling scene on its ear after what happened, because top All Japan star, I apologize. Top All Japan star Mitsuhara Misawa jumped ship and left All Japan after spending most, if not all, of his career with All Japan due to disagreements with management, namely the new owner of All Japan Pro Wrestling, Motoka Baba, who took over the company after her husband, the Giant Baba, passed away in 1999. But Misawa walked away from the company that gave him his career and opened Pro Wrestling Noah. Sadly, a few years ago, Misawa passed away in the ring, I believe due to a heart attack. If you remember correctly, in one of CM Punk's entrances, Punk actually honored Misawa wearing an armband with the name Misawa. But what I will say is this: if you know where the term GHC comes from, then please enlighten me, because I don't know. All I know is the GHC Tag Team Champions are Lance Archer and Davey Boy Smith Jr., aka Lance Hoyt and Harry Smith. Why do I choose to have them? I needed another tag team, and it just so happened that they were the tag team champions for another company. And I'd feel inept not to visit this company because, well, one of the more highly rated videos on YouTube right now are that of Paul Heyman basically doing a favor for his good friend Gabe Sapolsky, the owner of Evolve, by letting Will Ospreay know that Evolve is interested. And that, as you can see, Zack Sabre Jr. and Ricochet are in a tag team feud right now against Johnny Gargano and Moose. Drew Galloway's against PJ Black, which is kind of interesting because both these men were in WWE, and Jay Briscoe is feuding with Kenny King. Hernandez is the Evolve Heavyweight Champion. But those are some interesting feuds for Evolve right now as I storm through WWE. Now we look and see that John Cena is the figurehead of the WWE, which is... wow. Sorry, that caught me somewhat off guard. Roman versus Rusev, Sheamus and Dolph, Big Show and Kane, Cena and Ambrose versus Wyatt and Sandow. I think in my opinion, it would have worked better if it was Wyatt and Curtis Axel, because I could see Curtis Axel ending up in some way, shape, or form being brainwashed by Wyatt enough to join the Wyatt family. So we're 3 months into it. And nothing has really changed, because all the champions you see are champions that are there when you start. Speaking of champions, let's go to the company that's gaining a lot of ground, and that is Lucha Underground. With Jack Evans, Johnny Mundo, Our Heinous, El Sinistro del La Morto, and Tresa are the Trios champions. Johnny Mundo's the world champion, and the Gift of the Gods champion is Jack Evans. To give you a little glimpse on the feuds going on currently in Lucha Underground, Arrow Star is getting his opportunity in front of the United States audience to go against and the Mexican audience to go against a Mexican wrestling legend in Chavo Guerrero Jr. and Sean Devari, or as he's called in Lucha, Delavar Devari, is going for the world title against Johnny Mundo, and Pentagon Jr. and Mil Muertes are going in hand-to-hand combat. And with the success they've had in real life, it'd be wrong of me not to at least check out what's going on in New Japan Pro Wrestling with Okada as the IWGP Heavyweight Champion. I just want to mention that this was before Nakamura and AJ Styles signed with World Wrestling Entertainment, so that is why I would presume Nakamura, AJ, and Doc and Carl are all still here in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Not like New Japan's gonna complain very much. Kenny Omega. Oh, by the way, this is Nakamura's 5th reign with the IWGP Intercontinental Championship. The Young Bucks in their 4th reign as Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. The IWGP Tag Team Champions are currently, I was right, the Bullet Club is still reigning supreme in New Japan with both sets of tag team titles and the Junior Heavyweight title on Kenny Omega, the Bucks, and Doc and Carl, respectively. Tomohiro Ishii is the Openweight champion. This tournament was won by Maccabi back in February. The best of the Super Juniors hasn't happened yet, as it happens in May. August will see the G1 Climax, and December is the Tag League. But that is an update on what's going on outside TNA and inside the other companies as I wrap things up by looking at what's going on in PWG, as neither one of the tournaments have happened, but I just noticed that Low Key and MVP won the PWG DDT4 tournament back in January, which is PWG's tag team tournament, yearly tag team tournament. So congrats to Low Key and MVP. Roddy has been the PWG World Heavyweight Champion for the last 2 years and is still reigning supreme, going on 3 months into this new year. And to continue to add things to their resume, the Bucks have not just become 4-time IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions, but they are also 4-time PWG Tag Team Champions. Let's check things out. I know currently they only hold 2 titles, but they also were PWG. They are also, or were also, the Chikara Campeones de Pareja Tag Team Champions, the Family Wrestling Entertainment Tag Team Champions when the company went out of business. I would presume, if you know what happened to FWE, please inform the world, because I don't think anybody knows. I know 2CW went out of business, so they were the champions when 2CW held their last show. But it's just, they've also held the ROH World Tag Team Championships. If you want to see the Bucks in TNA, let me know down in the comment section. As we take a look at the storylines, there are no storylines in PWG. So let's wrap things up by heading to Ring of Honor, if I can find them. I actually apologize, I totally forgot. ROH actually went out of business. Let me go back to here. By the way, the other reason why I'm not showing NXT is because um, from what I know, from what I think, nothing's changed. Also, let me know down in the comment section below if you're aware. Well, I'm pretty sure they're still in business. I know they're still in business. So if you're aware that some of these companies are still in business, just know that the person who made this, file did it to limit the loading times, I guess you could say, on things. I know, like, Lucha Libre USA is not in business anymore. This should be in business. I don't know why it isn't. I'm pretty sure I thought I activated New York Pro Wrestling or New York Wrestling Connection. Here we are. Ring of Honor. They went out of business back in February. I don't know why. Well, wait. Ring of Honor, based out of Bristol, Pennsylvania, ROH were declared bankrupt in February 2016 after the media group who owned them ceased trading. Oh, so that means Sinclair went out of business. Either Sinclair went out of business or Sinclair basically pulled them. Basically told them, no, you can't keep doing it. You can't keep we don't want you to be in business anymore, pretty much. Just in time for AJ to be world champion, Hanson and Rowe after winning it in December at Final Battle, and Roderick Strong after winning it in October from Jay Lethal. So yes, ROH did go out of business, apparently because Sinclair stopped trading. So I just want to ask you guys, did you enjoy... Two questions before I call this video. Do you enjoy me doing this type of video? Do you think it's a break from the normal? Do you think it's a break from what we normally do every day, or every episode? And if you do, I'll do more of them, or I'll just keep doing them. If you don't, let me know in the comment section what would make this type of thing better, because I think taking a little break from the normal is good. Also, let me know down in the comment section if you would like to see me do something like the Top Prospect Tournament that ROH does every year, where the winner of the Top Prospect Tournament not only gets an ROH contract, but also gets a title shot at the ROH Television Champion for winning the tournament. So let me know down in the comment section below if you would like to see something like that happen in TNA. And also, like always, if you like the video, leave a like, or subscribe to the channel for more content just like this that you can only find right here at Wrestling Express. Till next time. Later.